Native Americans, The Migration to Assimilation by Matthew Hastings, David Aguilera, and Edward Nava. The Native American has been one of the most important and prevalent icons in American culture, historically identified by their stony features and brazen skin. These enduring people are one of the most undermined of all the cultures. They prevail when it comes to cultural diversity, having 562 tribes federally recognized in just the U.S. alone, while being limited by a minuscule 1.5% of the U.S. population. Through these limitations, the natives have retained their culture over a course of centuries, surviving the attempts and successes of assimilation. On the other side of the world, however, there lies another group of people. They lie in the lower southwestern portion of Europe. From their home country of Spain, these Spaniards, or conquistadors, would travel across open seas in search of new land and riches. What they stumbled upon, however, in their search is a new land full of people who have never been introduced to the advances that this prevailing nation acquired. Landing on the eastern banks of what is soon to be called America, these Spaniards were met with an unknown land, riddled with new species of plants and animals alike. Unbeknownst to their country was this land ready to be colonized and prosper as God must have intended it to be. The colonizers soon found out that there were others who called this land home. The Spaniards found themselves surrounded by a plethora of tan-skinned men and women, all speaking different languages. The Spaniards attempted to communicate with the natives, wishing to meet great leaders of the tribes. Once trust was bonded between the people, trade started to erupt. The natives' gold and various artifacts were traded for the Spaniards' great technological advancements and luxuries given at that time.
In the 1800s, my grandparents were the ones that were called and pulled into American culture. They were the ones taken out of their heritage and forced into what is now the American standard, or so to speak. While I'm only half Native American and I cannot speak fully for all the people in this country, all 4.5 million of them, I do really feel as if I share part of their struggles. They're not taken seriously by the white Americans and such, the majorities in this country. We're assimilated into this society the same way we were in the 1500s. The Spaniards, the conquistadors, they were the ones that came and pillaged, forced us into slavery. They were the ones that brought our civilizations down, and they were the ones that really brought out the disparity and the death that comes with American conquest.
Soon the natives were bombarded with a religion and concepts unheard to many. A single deity, or for some tribes, religion itself was a total new concept. Many tribes began to realize the fault in the group of people they have let into their society. Whole tribes began ceasing to exist. The new diseases these foreigners carried, wiping out entire civilizations. The natives soon began to fight back, some tribes prevailing over the would-be successors. Sadly, a great percentage of battles were leaned in the Spaniards' favor due to their advancements over the natives. The natives were slowly reduced to a small amount of what they once were. The tribes that were too scared of annihilation, forced to be assimilated into the Spaniard culture. The once great natives turned into more pawns of the Spanish Empire.
When the Spaniards came to the Native American lands, they didn't see these Native Americans as people. They were just specks. Pretty much, they're not even people. They were half-naked, dark-skinned people that didn't even speak the language. They didn't believe in the God at the time. So what use were they besides labor? The Spaniards enslaved the Native Americans. They didn't exchange much. They didn't do anything to each other. The Spaniards came with their guns and their ships and their diseases, and they wiped out lots and lots of the Native American population. Many survived, and that's why we still have 4.5 billion of them in this country. But even then, that's only 1.5% of the whole population of the United States. what use is that in representation when there's only that much of you?